Patriotic Front virtual rally, which is being televised on radio, television, Facebook, and this rally will be officially launched by the Secretary General of the Patriotic Front, Honorable Davies Mwila. The rally is aimed at communicating to the people of Zambia what the Patriotic Front is bringing on board. So we expect that from the slate of speakers that we have lined up today, we will be able to communicate a clear message of development. We will talk to the Zambian people what we have done in the last 10 years, what we intend to do in the next 5 years, and why His Excellency President Edgar Chagwa Lungu remains the favored candidate to win the elections in 2021 August for the peace and development of Zambia. Without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are catching us from, I would like to first introduce the first person to come, and this is no other than the incoming mayor of the greater city of Lusaka. Ladies and gentlemen, please, may you be upstanding and give a warm welcome, warm applause of welcome to Miss Chilando Chitangala, our next mayor of the greater city of Lusaka. Madam Chilando, please be free and come and walk in front. She brings with her a wealth of experience. She has served as a councillor, she has served as a deputy mayor, she understands how the local authority operates, and she's the right choice for the people of Lusaka as our incoming mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, the Patriotic Front is a rainbow party. The Patriotic Front embraces all Zambians from different political parties, different cultures, different regions, bringing together a true team, the ECL team of One Zambia, One Nation. Please join me in welcoming the former Minister of Water Development and the former National Secretary of the Movement for Multi-Party, MMD, Comrade Honorable Raphael Nakachinda. He has wide experience. He's worked not only in government, but he's also a clergy. He's been a shepherd in the house of the Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, we still are welcoming a slate of our speakers. And please, can we put up our hands together as we join Amunangayo Ngayo, Ozibakulabira Chinsenga, Dr. Canisius Banda. Vana mapinda mchinsenga yaki ni okumvwika nga kutotu kwa nokoma ni mapinda. Dr. Canisius Banda did serve as the Vice President for the United Party for National Development. He's a medical doctor, he's a seasoned politician, and is one of our guests and speakers here today. Ladies and gentlemen, this show cannot be complete if we don't bring Mwiri, our former Minister of Information and Broadcasting, our former Minister that is Honorable Chishimba Kambwili. When he speaks, you know what happens. They accuse him of a lot of things. It's because of the pressure. Continue pressuring them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to welcome the slate of our guest speakers, put our hands together for one very big son of Chinsali, Honorable Geoffrey Bwalya Mwamba, GBM. Honorable GBM is our member of the Central Committee. He is also the Presidential Campaign Manager for President Edgar Chagwa Lungu for Northern Province. You are welcome, sir. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to have the privilege and honor to welcome the Secretary General of the Patriotic Front, Honorable Davies Mwila. Ulusato! Ulusato oye! Ulusato oye! That's Kalemba Mkalamba, Honorable Davies Mwila. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. As we remain upstanding, we shall go straight to the national anthem. May we have the national anthem. DJ, help us with the national anthem.
And sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their right. We've won freedom's fight, all one, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us, all her people, join as one, brothers under the sun, all one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace meet Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, all one, strong and free. Praise be to God. Bless our great nation. Free men we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee, all one, strong and free.
Thank you so much. We will remain upstanding as we welcome the former father of the greater city of Lusaka to join us here upstairs for a word of prayer. He is our Matero incoming member of parliament, Honorable Comrade Mayor Miles Sampa, who will give us a word of prayer.
Shall we pray? We thank you, dear Lord, for the country called Zambia. We thank you, God, for all the 10 provinces. We thank you, God, for the 156 constituencies in Zambia. God, this time is that time in our lives that we have to choose leaders. God, we thank you for this opportunity. We also want to thank you for preserving Zambia from this pandemic called coronavirus. We've seen it fierce in other areas, but Zambia, as bad as it may look, most lives have been spared. We ask you to continue helping Zambia on that path. God, we ask you as we go into the elections, you prevail, you help all those perpetrating violence, that violence is not part of this process. And God, as we know, leaders are chosen by you, and us human beings validate that through your vote. God, as far as we know, the last election, you gave us President Edgar Lungu, and then in the Bible you tell us, God, ask and it shall be given. God, we hereby ask that the next election, you do not only give us President Edgar Lungu again, but you give us in the first round with 50+1. Dear God, we ask all this, And as we deliberate today through this virtual rally, all in the spirit of ensuring that the COVID pandemic is under control, we as this party, the Patriotic Front that we belong to, we take the lead in ensuring that we play our part in minimizing or curbing this coronavirus. God be with us through this virtual rally and be with all the citizens of Zambia wherever they may be watching us. We pray all this in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you so much, Your Honorable Secretary General. We may be seated. We may be seated. Honorable Secretary General of the Patriotic Front, members of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front, the provincial leadership across the nation, including the provincial leadership for Lusaka province, all the party leaders and all the people of Zambia that are watching us live on television, on social media, and listening to this program live on radio, you are welcome to the PF official launch for the virtual rallies that will be launched officially by the Honorable Secretary General of the party, Honorable Davies Mwila. Before we start, if ever PF to Mwila, we want to start this, Honorable Secretary General, by making sure that we start with the sound of music. May we have Makitu, Your Maps, and Mampi as they come to perform solely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Makitu, Mampi, and Your Maps, DJ.
Alebuele la posori. Milesa wasalile zori. Tapale podinga chikabwe woso. Chambo chanoa, baba muwato wanoa. Nukuwamba na kuwamba sofa. Tatua kaleke sori. Muchambo chanoa, baba muwato wanoa. Nukuwamba na kuwamba sofa. Tatua kaleke sori.
Alebwele la po, na futi na futi. Alebwele la po, 2021. Alebwele la po, alebwele la po, alebwele la po. Sometimes inafua ikawa baula, weka fenoti lyonse kutandaula. Sometimes inafua ikawa dasha, natuwomba nolobatila tabalasha. Mwana fechalo cheso kutawama, tola ukeridine tola samwa. Wasa wiyantashu utawamona, warolela fedefwe wetukapona. Wena vaishi wapyo kukondema, tapani wabawino kama ovena. Matuyu wena nilesa fe wasala, kani wena ngatwaba fe munsala. Sodini
Uyo Alebuele la posori.
Momota
Uyo Milesa wasalile sori. Tapale podinga chikabwe woso. Chambo chanoa, baba muwato wanoa. Nukuwamba na kuwamba sofa. Tatua kaleke sori. Muchambo chanoa, baba muwato wanoa. Nukuwamba na kuwamba sofa. Tatua kaleke sori.
alebwele la po, na futi na futi. Alebwele la po, 2021. Alebwele la po, alebwele la po, alebwele la po.
Nantote mavuta chabu kutasha na pamineti una tepuna kushusha njito iramba kare asidizi. Sorry, time has come to lay a mutu vota. Evotera komanda. Sorry, time has come to lay a mutu vota. Evotera komanda.
Uyo Alebuele la posori. Uyo Milesa wasalile sori. Tapale podinga chikabwe woso. Chambo chanoa, baba muwato wanoa. Nukuwamba na kuwamba sofa. Tatua kaleke sori. Muchambo chanoa, baba muwato wanoa. Nukuwamba na kuwamba sofa. Tatua kaleke sori.
Alebwele nafuti alebwelela po 2021 alebwelela po
Chiuta wapangire bonse, kabidili wapangire fonse, tetinkane tetinchije, akasanka jemine, mulekeni ateke, alasakamana na balwele, tawaishi bale kankwebe, mulekeni asunke yo abola. Uyo, alebwele la posori. Uyo,
Nilesa wasalile sori. Kaya fatinga chitavwe woso.
Sambo chanoa, waba mubato wanoa, nakuwamba na tubomba sofa, tatua kaleke sori. Muchambo chanoa, waba mubato wanoa, nakuwamba na tubomba sofa, tatua kaleke sori.
alebwelela po nafuti alebwelela po 2021 alebwelela po
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
A big hand for your maps, Maki2 and Mampi. Thank you very much. Honorable Secretary General, my wife has just called me that this money, kulipe unga kunyumba, so baba is on Raman Zanga. Please, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, may I have the singular honor and privilege to call upon the Chief Executive Officer of the Patriotic Front, Honorable Davies Mwila, to officially launch this very important virtual rally. Honorable Secretary General, sir.
Let's be seated, please. Members of the Central Committee present, the party leadership at all levels, fellow citizens, I welcome you to this virtual rally, wherever you are watching us across the great country. We are live on TV, radio, and various social media platforms. We are here to request the Zambian people to give President Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the Patriotic Front a resounding victory come 12 August 2021. The Patriotic Front has delivered on its campaign promises of making every Zambian count by leaving no one behind in the development process. Civil servants, we have brought back the dignity and morale in the civil service. Today, our civil servants are able to buy land, build houses, and buy cars. Today, our civil servants are able to get loans and run proper businesses because we have improved their salaries and conditions of service. You will recall in 2011, when we just came into power, by then we had President Michael Chirufya Sata, may his soul rest in peace. We had to increase on pay-as-you-earn threshold that anyone who gets 3,000 kwacha should not pay any income tax. As we speak today, all the workers that gets 4,000 kwacha below, they don't pay tax. And we want to commend President Edgar Lungu for the debt swap that his government has implemented for our civil servants. This will take our workers out of the debt trap and improve their disposable incomes. On education, The Patrotic Front has made education accessible and affordable to all. We have cut school fees and built more primary and secondary school to make education accessible and affordable to all. We have upgraded and built 7 universities. You will recall that at that time, when we took over power in 2011, we had only the Copperbelt University and the University of Zambia at Mulungushi. Now we have 7 universities. One of them is Kapasa Makasa, Chalimbana, Levi Mwanawasa, Kwame Kuruma, among others. We have given scholarship loans and bursaries to over 40,000 students countrywide. We have built trade schools and colleges all over the country to give our youth practical skills that they need to survive in society. We have continued to recruit more teachers and other supporting staff to improve and maintain the quality of our education. Healthy. A healthy nation is a wealth nation. When we formed government in 2011, our healthcare system was in a crisis. We had a critical shortage of nurses, doctors, hospitals, and equipment, as well as a critical shortage of medicines. President Edgar Chagwa and the Patrotic Front have seriously improved our healthcare system. We have trained and recruited more than 24,000 health personnel. We have built 571 health posts across the country, which are in operation. We have built 105 mini hospitals, the whole entire country. We have built 4 specialized hospitals. We have built 34 district hospitals, a number of general hospitals, and we have upgraded 3 general hospitals to university teaching hospitals. In short, colleagues, the Patrotic Front has laid a solid foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and industrialized Zambia. We have a humble, loyal, and patriotic leader in President Edgar Chagwa, and it is our prayer that the Almighty God will continue to bless President Edgar Chagwa with more life and wisdom as he continues to preside over the affairs of the country. And before I go, I want to talk about the miners. You will recall, colleagues, on the Copper Belt, when KCM was under Vedanta, the suppliers and contractors were not being paid on time. When the issue of liquidation came and we appointed a liquidator, today as we are speaking, the contractors and suppliers are being paid on time. And not only that, President Edgar Lungu went further and protected the jobs of our workers at KCM. And on top of that, government decided that we pay them the terminal benefits. And as I speak, all the KCM employees, they were paid the first installment. They are getting the second installment in the month of July. And we expect them to get the last installment in December. So those are the commitments that this government has made. Secondly, the president of this country was on the Copper Belt, and he made so many pronouncements and decisions were made. First and foremost, when Glencore pulled out, government decided to take over the mine. And all the jobs were protected. Our people's jobs were protected, which is very important, which is very key. Miners, you are listening there. This is a listening government. Secondly, President Edgar Lungu, the day before yesterday, he made a decision, government made a decision that Mupani employees will be paid terminal benefits. Because if you say President Kalungu na bomba, so ntapa shere. So workers there on the Copper Belt, because Mupani, you have Mufrira, you have Kitwe, that is Mupani. KCM, you are talking about Chirabombwe, Chingola, and part of Kitwe. That's what we have done to the miners. Not only that, don't be cheated. KCM employees, you contribute to Satunya Regina. Who owns Satunya Regina? Who owns Satunya Regina? The shareholders are 1, Valentine Chitalu, 2, Muna Hantuwa, 3, Againde Ichirema. BP employees have not been paid their Satunya Regina. Those are the leaders who you want to trust. At KCM, people can't be paid the money in full. Againde Ichirema, can you pay the workers at BP? Pay the workers at KCM. Government has paid. President Edgar Lungu is paying terminal benefits at KCM and Mupani. Can you pay the workers their contributions and interest? People were saying, no, Chishimba Kambwili is tribal. Chishimba Kambwili is not tribal. He was trying to expose people who are tribal. And HH is tribal. And I want to tell him that it's him who is tribal, not the Tongas. Ask him at Parliament. That's just one example. Who is leader of the opposition? Where he comes from? Jack Mwimbu from Monze. Ask him who is the party whip? Gary Nkombo from Mazabuka. Is he telling me that all the members of Parliament come from Southern? What about Western Province? What about Northwestern Province? So, if you are nda, baga inde eba wanaka paturula, teba tonga yo. So, Honorable Kambwili is in order. He's exposing people who are tribal. And that I thought I should make it very, very clear. And I thought I should make it very, very clear. Idio turea mkusala, tufure tuasare tungurushi. Ishifure cha, ishita shifuire cha chita divide chalo. President Edgar Lungu has made this country to be united. From the time we got independence, President Edgar Lungu has maintained peace. There is unity in the country. Ichalo takwa bokwesha. Mukaleta no muntu wa kushitisha chalo. We are very comfortable as Zambians with the leadership of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. And as Chief Executive Officer of the party, I'm very confident that come 12 August, we are going to win more than 60% of the total votes. It is now my singular honor to officially launch this virtual rally. I thank you.
Akawawawa! Akawawawa! Thank you so much. Vaccination. Honorable Secretary General, thank you so much for your words. Without further ado, may I have the honor to call upon our incoming Lusaka Mayor, Ms. Chilando Chitangala, to speak to us. Madam Chitangala.
Thank you very much, MC. The Secretary General of the Patriotic Front, Honorable Davies Mwila, and all the entire leadership of the Patriotic Front. Welcome to the Patriotic Front virtual rally. My name is Chilando Chitangala. I was born right here in Lusaka, raised here in Lusaka, and I'm a former councillor for Roma Ward 17 under Mandevu constituency. I am also your former deputy mayor for the city of Lusaka and a former chairperson for the Public Health Committee at the Lusaka City Council. I am now the Patriotic Front's mayoral candidate for Lusaka. I would like to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, the Secretary General of the party, and all the members of the Central Committee for giving me this opportunity to stand as the mayoral candidate under the Patriotic Front. Lusaka, as you all well know, is a very fast-growing city here in Africa, as seen by the massive development that has taken place. The Lusaka Decongesting Project, which has built the new flyover bridges, expansion of the roads, and widening of the drainages around the city. We are now able to go around doing our businesses quicker. The Millennium Challenge, drainage running from Chalala to Maziopa, are one of the things that this city has benefited from. I am talking about these things because I want the people of Lusaka to understand that the Patriotic Front government, with its leadership, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, have done their best to improve development in this country and the city. Building of the new Simonwa market, which is at 99% completion, and renovation of the city market by DMMU and ZNS, which is underway, those are some of the few things that we have scored during this leadership of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. All these things that I'm talking about will help the city combat the cholera outbreaks and waterborne diseases and communicable diseases that the city has been experiencing in the past. At the same time, we have a few challenges such as the continued floods, street vending, unorganized markets and bus stops. To lessen the flooding, another project such as the Millennium Challenge account will be good for this city. So as your incoming mayor of the city, these are some of the things that your new chamber will be looking forward to negotiating with central government. That is the PF that you have trusted since 2011, since 2015, since 2016. So why shouldn't you trust the PF of 2021 with all these developments? The communities where we live also need things like child-friendly environments and safety and secure recreation facilities and early learning childhood education for the people that live in this city. So when I get into office, these are some of the things that you should expect as the residents of the city of Lusaka. We need a clean and healthy environment to live in. This means we need to own the Keep Lusaka Clean campaign that was started by our president about 2 to 3 years ago in April of 2018. We need to continue cleaning up the city because a clean city means that we live in a healthy city as well. In the next 5 years, under my tenure as mayor, we will do all these things together as a city. In my conclusion, I would like to ask for your vote for the president, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and his running mate, Professor Nkanduluo, and all the members of parliament that are standing on the Patriotic Front ticket, including my fellow councillors, and of course myself as the new and incoming mayor of the city. With all this, I would like to also remind you people, the people of Lusaka, that trust is based on the record. Ours is a very clear one to see. Vote ECL and vote for me as Lusaka mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for our incoming mayor. Honorable Secretary General, you have amidst here members, incoming members of parliament. I can see Matero one. Please just stand up where you are and wave to the people. That's Honorable Miles Sampa. I can see the presence of Ngo Tusuni Mandevu one. Honorable Christopher Shakafuswa, you may stand and just wave at the people. I also can see amidst us, Mwine wa Munzi, Kenneth Kamba, aposhe nkoni bantu baba. Honorable Secretary General, amidst us, Tirina Amai agenda, Honorable Elizabeth Piri Kanyama 1. Thank you so much. Honorable Secretary General, at my far left naona kuli Chizungu, Chingerezi, Amai, Amagreti, Dudu. Lusaka Central 1. That's Honorable Manakatwe. Honorable Secretary General, we also have amidst us not only leaders from the province, the district and the constituencies, but also we have amidst us leaders who are standing as councillors. Without further ado, there's a reason why I deliberately didn't announce Munali and Kawata. Number one, Kawata, ninareko diamo. Bayenga poshani bantu. Nikasi diamo. Bayenga nikasi diamo bayenga. Nzambo mjumpirani. Thank you so much. That is our incoming member of parliament for Kawata constituency, Mr. Danny Yenga. Honorable Secretary General, amidst us, we also have the presence of the owner of the University of Zambia, the incoming member of parliament for Munali constituency, Patrick Samwimbila. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and all over. Akawawawa! Akawawawa! One Zambia! You know the humility of Tasila. Azifumako kuno, wayongala eka kula. Nozi chef ya mwana uyu. Tasila lungu chawama one. She is a true replica of His Excellency President Edgar Chagwalungu when it comes to humility and hard work. We thank you for that. We thank you for your humility. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, allow me to have the honor and privilege to burn the stage with Honorable Chishimba Kambwili Imbwili.
Hey. Alebwele la posori.
Ichwemba chitila pakwaka nobunga n'abapongoshi tapabansoni. Elo kabiri uwakwensho obushiku bamutasholo bwachi. Countrymen and women, this is the time to be extremely careful. Election time is a time to be extremely careful, because to run a government, to rule a country, is not play. To run a country, to rule a country, is not to play. It's a serious business. And if you want to know those who are serious to run the country, you must listen to what they say. You must follow their pronouncements. It is only through their pronouncements that you'll be able to tell whether these people are indeed ready to govern or not. Look at what is prevailing at the moment.
the opposition want to take advantage of the suffering of the people to get into government, when they know exactly that what they are communicating to the people is not correct. The other day, somebody was on radio, TV, and everywhere telling the people that for you to know that prices in South Africa have gone up, just like in Zambia, Malawi, and Uganda, you need to be an economist. What a shame. What a shame. You don't need to be an economist. He says, Chishimba Kambwili, GBM are talking about prices of commodities. They are not economists. They don't understand. I go to the shops. I buy things. I go to South Africa. I buy things. I go to Malawi. I buy. I don't need to be an economist. Let me tell the opposition and the Zambian people at large that this story of remove PF because the prices of commodities have gone up is a matter of people not being serious. My brothers in the opposition are well learned and they are able to differentiate sense from nonsense. But they are pretending. They are pretending as if they are not able to differentiate sense from nonsense. This issue about the price of commodities, like I've said at so many forums, is not peculiar to Zambia alone. And anybody who is coming to tell the people of Zambia, remove the PF government because they have failed, the price of commodities are up, then is being economical with the truth. Is being economical with the truth and misleading the people of Zambia to remove a government that has done so much. You see, the PF government did not come into government with a 10-point plan, 30-point plan, that when you are challenged, you remove it from social media. PF came to government with a solid plan. And what was the plan of PF in government? One, when we came into government, we realized that the first thing that we needed to do was to find out where have we lagged behind as a country. Why have we not created jobs? Why have we not created wealth of our own? Why are we depending on the donors to pay salaries for civil servants? And we found that our country is endowed with so many natural resources that are going to make this country to make its own finances and of course to create wealth. But what was lacking in the journey to create wealth? What was lacking was, one, we did not have enough generation of electricity. At the point that PF came into government, we were only generating 1,600 megawatts of electricity. It was not enough even to run the mining companies. It was not enough even for big industries to come on board. What did we do? We embarked on a serious program to construct more electricity generating points so that we can bring in more industry and we can also bring in more commercial farmers on board. We started the Nansanga farm block in Selenje, but up to now, we have not been able to take, at the time we started it, we were not able to electrify the old Nansanga farming block for the farmers to come and run the irrigation system. So we identified that generation of electricity was cardinal. Secondly, we did realize that we did not have the infrastructure to support the creation of jobs and to support the creation of industry. What did we do? We embarked on 8,000, Link Zambia 8,000, to create roads that were going to open up the rural areas. Thirdly, we said even if we open up the rural areas for investment, there are no schools. Where are the people that are going to open industries in there be taking their children? Where are the people that are going to be working in those industries going to take their children? Because at the time, some distances were like 200 kilometers from the next school to one village. What did we do? We embarked on a program to build schools. Thirdly, we did realize that we did not have enough clinics and hospitals. We embarked on a project to build hospitals, to build schools. Our plan was that in the 15th year, going to 16th year, we should completely finish the infrastructure development, and then going into the 20th year, into the 17th, 18th, 20th year, we now start to plant industries and create farming blocks, because we would have had enough electricity, would have had enough schools, would have enough health facilities, and would have proper roads to lead to these industrial sites. Now, who creates and develops a country in 10 years? The program that we made in terms of infrastructure development was 15 years. We are only 10 years, and we have achieved so much. As I speak to you today, on the road side, we've created 3,000 roads under the Link Zambia, 8,000. When you talk about township roads and trunk roads, we've done more than 3,000 kilometers of roads also. Now, for anybody to say PF has failed at this moment in time, it is being economic with the truth. Therefore, you need to give the Patriotic Front their 20-year development plan and judge them after 20 years. To start judging them today, people of Zambia, at 10 years old, at 10 years, you'll be putting yourselves into more problems by going backwards in terms of development. If you bring in a new government today, for instance, our friends in the UPND are saying you have overborrowed. It means they will not borrow. If they will not borrow, at the size of the economy, they will not build any infrastructure. So that infrastructure development will go to waste. That development that we thought that in the 17th, 18th year will now start planting industry will not materialize. Therefore, you need to be very careful, Zambians. Where we are today, the Secretary General outlined a lot of things that we've built. It is because we had a plan for 20 years. After 20 years, judge us. And if you tell us, PF, you have failed, you can go, we'll gladly say, we'll walk away. Thank you very much. But at the moment, it will be unreasonable to take that step. Coming to the high cost of living that the opposition want to take advantage. This is a document from the United Nations, the UN. This document was not prepared. Ichichi pepala abapangile teba lungu, teba Chishimba Kambwili, teba PF, haka inde ichlema adibelenge chichi pepala. Membe, my own brother, who I respect very much, has read this document. Kalaba has read this document. My brothers and sisters, why do you want to mislead the people of Zambia? That the price, the high cost of living is because Edgar Lungu has failed and the PF. Please, let's learn to tell the truth. Let me get an extract from this UN document. It reads, the title is UN Measure of World Food Prices Climbs for 12th month higher in May. And it goes on to say, global food prices have extended their rally to the highest in almost a decade, heightening concerns over high grocery and commodity prices throughout the world. Imitengo ya fyakulya eba UN bakanye. Na inine sonde lyonse, the highest in the last 10 years. What is the cause? The UN says it is because of drought and the COVID pandemic. How has the COVID pandemic affected the high cost of living? We are all aware that during the COVID time, a lot of industries have closed down. A lot of countries have closed down to outsiders, and people have been rendered unemployed because the production levels have gone down. And when you talk about the law of supply and demand, when there are few commodities on the market, the price will automatically go up. If there are few raw materials, the little commodities that are going to be produced will be expensive. And that is why this issue is global. And the UN has specified that the commodities that have been badly affected are cereal, Those that are made from cereal, that includes mealie meal, flour, etc., etc. Cooking oil, sugar, salt, etc., etc. Now, why do you want to blame President Edgar Lungu? Why do you want to say it's the PF? Shame on you, my brothers. Shame on you, my brothers. Don't make the Zambian people disturb the 20-year development plan of the PF because of misleading them. Let us tell the truth that indeed there may be other challenges that the PF has faced, but to say that the high cost of living is a result of PF, it's an excellent lie. Excellent lie. And I want to tell you that the UN goes on to say that the most hit countries in as far as high commodity prices are concerned are those countries that depend on imports. Ba UN abachulile sana nifike fishalo fyakwata sana ma industries fishta import into muchalo for use, and Zambia is one of them. We don't have, and these people want to come are the ones who privatized the industries and they were shut. We have now created a 20-year plan in which to bring back industry, in which to bring back quality jobs, and they want to disturb because they know that by the time we reach 15 years in government, by the time we go to 20 years, Zambia shall be heaven on earth. Zambia shall be heaven on earth. And the leadership in this government has what it takes to take Zambia to that higher height. Now, Akainde Ichilema, I worked with him in an alliance. I want to tell you, the only thing that is good as is tribalism and wanting only his tribesmen to benefit. That's what he knows. And I can demonstrate this. When Mazoka died, he took over. There was no tribalism in Southern Province before HH came into being president of the UPND. The Southerners were voting for all political parties. You know, votes were shared. Now ask yourselves, why is it that from the time he started standing for elections in 2006, only him and the UPND are voted in Southern Province? It's because he has psyched the people, psyched the Tonga-speaking people to say that it is only right to vote for your own, who is me. And that is why, despite losing elections for 5 years, he still wants to continue because he believes that the Southern Province is his and nobody should go there. And when we say this, he runs around, jumps around, and says they are being tribalists. We are only exposing HH's tribalism, like the Secretary General said. Look, how many people has HH worked and failed to work with because of his tribalism? People of Zambia, ask yourselves. Commercial break. You know what to mention? Commercial break.
Uyo, 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 alebwele la posori.
Thank you. He had Bob Sting as vice president. He left citing tribalism. He had Patrick Sanga as vice president. He left citing tribalism. He had Dr. Canisius Banda there. He left citing tribalism. Richard Kapita left citing tribalism. Geoffrey Bwalya Mwamba there left. When he was vice president, not even one day did he ever act as president of the UPND. When HH is not there, it's Jack Mwimbu to act. Where does Jack Mwimbu come from? Southern Province. He had Sekwila Squatter. He left citing tribalism. And finally, Mbwili. He wanted Mbwili as running mate. I ran away because of tribalism. Now, when we say you are tribal, you come and divide the country. You come and give favors to one particular grouping. you say, Zambians, I want to warn you. Abalete amakasi ankalam. Abenda ebaleta amakasi ankalam. Abomfoko empundu ipona. Bantu ekalamu. Mwisamba jampundu. To summarize, let me just say that I want to give you a comparison of prices in the region so that you know that HH and these people are lying to you that the problem of high prices of commodities is only in Zambia. Let me pick millimil, which is dear to our hearts because that's our staple food. Let me pick millimil prices. As at today, I check the internet every day, Mr. HH. If you don't check the internet, I challenge you to go and check the internet. As at today, the price of millimil in the region is as follows. In Zambian kwacha, if we, use today's exchange rate, then these are the prices. Zambia is between 140 to 150. Malawi is 450 kwacha, 25 kg bag. Zimbabwe is 620 kwacha, 25 kg. Congo is 750 kwacha, 25 kg. When it comes to fuel, let's start with the diesel. I will give the figures in dollars. Zambia, per liter of diesel is 78 cents. Botswana is 94 cents. Namibia is 94 cents. Mozambique, 98 cents. DRC Congo, $1. Tanzania, $1, 4 cents. Malawi, $1, 12 cents. South Africa, $1, 18 cents. Zimbabwe, $1, 33 cents. Zambia, 78, the lowest. Let's come to petrol. Let's come to petrol. We have a few minutes allocated to us. Yes. Zambia, in terms of petrol, is at 69 cents. Mozambique, 90 cents. Botswana, 92 cents. Namibia, 94 cents. Tanzania, 96 cents. DRC, 99 cents. Malawi, $1, 12 cents. South Africa, $1, 18 cents. Zimbabwe, $1, 35 cents. Mr. HH, why do you want to mislead the people that President Lungu has failed? When even in fuel, and we're a landlocked country, we are much lower in the region than all these countries. I was in Eastern Province yesterday. Those in Eastern Province can tell you, people are moving from Malawi to come and buy food stuff here, diesel here. And by the way, people of Zambia, be careful when you want to talk about change of government. The Malawans fought. There were battles there to change government. They were complaining that the price of commodities have gone up. The opposition told them, we are going to change things. Today, Malawans are crying that the previous government was better than this government. Zambians, don't make this mistake. Malawans are now in Sesheke, Namibians are coming into Zambia to buy commodities. Zimbabweans are coming, Tanzanians are coming to Zambia. Then you want to remove a president that has done so much. PF remains the party of choice and the party of the poor. That man does not know anything about governance. Like I've said, there are recordings. It's just because of time. I played them yesterday, but I'll send them to all media houses. Where in South Africa they are crying. The commodities are too high. How are we going to survive? Recordings. If you go on my Facebook page, you find a woman there. That things have gone high because it's global. So those who want to mislead the people of Zambia with impunity, for them to come in and go into government and go and sell even the little companies, the few companies that have remained, people of Zambia, tell them no, 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 another thank you.
Manja, 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 manja. Thank you so very much, Honorable Chishimba Kambwili. Can we give Honorable Chishimba Kambwili another round of applause? Timvweko kwaya ya Mighty Meke.
Ziko mazimai manja manja manja.
the former Minister of Water Development, Comrade Honorable Raphael Nakachinda. Sir, you may address your people.
Moderator va Antonio Mwanza ndarumbaga pati utimbadi pajolwe kubandiga abana Zambia jisimbo Johnson bojizulwa kutibandige magana alusumpuko amundizumi dipebule mukulu ba Secretary General ba Honorable Davies Mwila dipebule mukulu ba MCCs bonse bali wano ndabona kula my incoming member of parliament for the 7 constituencies in Lusaka. I worship the mayor and the fellow colleagues that are speaking in this very, very important virtual rally. Fellow Zambians, I think allow me to begin by appreciating His Excellency the President, Dr. Edgar Chagwa, for honoring our founding father, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. He honored him when he was still alive. Dr. Kaunda did testify, saying that President Lungu is sent by God, and he looked after him very well and honored him. But it was highly demonstrated when he passed on by the declaration, obviously, of the 21 days of national mourning, and also the programs that were undertaken to make sure that Dr. Kaunda is given a befitting funeral, according the entire globe to mourn with us, mourning a global icon. I think Dr. Edgar Chagwa demonstrated a high level of nationalism, patriotism, and appreciating the foundation laid by our founding father and his colleagues. I also want to thank Dr. Edgar Chagwa this afternoon for exhibiting a fatherly heart that in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic that has ravaged the global economy, we all know that the entire world has shut as a result of the COVID-19, and it has affected the livelihood of all global citizens, and Zambia is not an exception. A few days ago, the President has decided that looking at the fact that most of our civil servants ended up getting facilities to try and do some economic activities and so on, and because of the COVID, some of them have ended up in losses, and they are going home with a home takeaway package that cannot help them sustain their lives and that of their families. He has decided to debt swap so that they can be relieved. It only goes to show that we have a father in the office of president. And that's how come, I think as the moderator had somehow bestowed on me some sacred title, I want to take it and say that, as it is said, truly leaders come from God. And when God is choosing a leader, he does not look at the outward appearance, but he looks at the condition of the heart. What has ushered President Edgar Chagwa into office is what has come to manifest a man with a good heart. Fellow Zambians, the Patrotic Front government from 2011 up to today has demonstrated a high level of commitment to development. And the developmental agenda of the Patrotic Front has not only pleased but also convinced most of the Zambian people including some of us that were totally opposed to the Patriotic Front. Na ifo bene twasumina, andiswe twasumina. Kamboga kuti mbulimbu bamba kale kain sometimes nsobana ba GBM. Ba GBM bakandi hagabe mpaka mukuti akanane akaweme kala ya ilombelo muchele. I think inchito ya PF ya wama ya vota ya lilombela nzi South. Na mabona mbuli infrastructure ya vambwa muno mujisi. Ma roads, higolo, ma hospitals, ma universities. Gwinaonga wagagape. That's why the opposition has resorted, because they can't argue against tangible development that has been achieved so far. They are now resorting to political rhetoric. Now we are having a laughable argument from the opposition that we should tingadie ma roads, we should tingadie ma skulu, we should tingadie vipatala. You can eat roads. Especially if you claim to be an economist, you should understand that when there is infrastructure that has been put in place, like roads, it encourages the citizens to be productive because they have ready market available for them, because they can easily access the market whether locally or internationally. Zambia is now interlinked. Today, I can traverse the entire country without coming to the center. When I go into Eastern Province, I can end up in Muchinga, end up in Northern Province, end up in Wapula, end up in Copperbelt, end up in Northwestern, end up in Western Province without coming to Lusaka, and come to my village in Southern Province and settle there. That is the kind of development that has taken place so far. And there's no one who can deny that PF has scored. The only thing I request, the Ndaguromba Secretary General, the way things are looking, it looks like you have to expand the space for the boat. Because I think with this kind of performance, because there is tangible development that cannot be denied or cannot be ignored. So far, I have seen that there's only one political party that has presented to the Zambian people a collective vision and a collective message or manifesto that is reporting what has been done and also projecting where we're going. I do not see any other political party. Okay, there is a political party that is being fronted as the main opposition. The only time they came near to producing a document, it is one that was copied and pasted from Jamaica. And when clever people identified that this is a copycat, they quickly withdrew it. A few weeks ago, some overzealous fellow printed or posted the 20-point plan for development. Because they don't believe in manifestos or a clear message, they immediately directed that fellow to also withdraw that message. I can tell you, the manifesto of the UPND, unfortunately, has been reduced to an individual. That's why the UPND talk about value fix it, HH, the economic manager. Therefore, the temptation to speak about that individual is very high, because there is no other document or any other matter you can discuss apart from the one they are fronting at their manifesto. Because if you read the manifesto of UPND from the first page to the last page, it says Hakainde must become president. When you ask them, justify, he speaks Tonga. When you ask them, can you further clarify, there's no Tonga president has ever emerged in this country. So the manifesto is Hakainde must become president because ubandiga Tonga, amana kamba kuina mutonga umuwakaba president. Ejo tuambaguti tajugotora Zambia gumberepe. Tajugotora Zambia gumberepe. Misaka Inde Ichilema has attempted to become the embodiment of the Tonga-speaking people by wanting to cite the people of Southern Province to suggest that if you disagree with him or you oppose him, you are opposing the Tonga-speaking people. Those of us who speak his language, when we disagree with him and oppose him, we become lepers. My father, may he so rest in peace, who died just a few weeks ago, a unifier and educationalist who believed in one Zambia, one nation, was encouraging his youngest son, Raphael Nakachinda, to continue on the trajectory of working with every Zambian. I've worked with a person from Chinsari, I've worked with a person from Lunte, I've worked with a person from Petauke, I've worked with a person from Northwestern Province, all in the quest to make sure that the only thing that should be our trademark is the capacity and talents of Zambians when it comes to service delivery or indeed wanting to advance development in this country. Unfortunately, my father was harassed. They wanted to torch his house. They ended up torching his maize barn. They did not just try to intimidate him when he was alive. Even in his death, a few weeks ago, we went to put him to rest. The UPND did not even have the shame to come and attend the funeral, carrying pangas, machetes, to try and intimidate those of us that do not agree in their type of politics. And that's how come I'm saying the 12th of August, Zambians, colleagues that are here, is a defining moment. I'm fully persuaded that 12th August could be the time that we're going to end the era of tribal politics. Because Misaka Indechirema must retire, and retire for good. President Edgar Lungu, even under very high provocation, or indeed justification, not to include certain regions, either by the voting pattern, or indeed the conduct of certain individuals. President Lungu has continued to reach out to those of us from Southern Province, whether it is by way of appointments or indeed by way of development. Some people are even saying, why are you wasting development in an area where you are not voted for? But President Lungu said, I'm a president for all Zambians. And we're not going to leave anyone behind. And hence, I want to be bold today and say to the Zambian people, don't vote for a tribal cabal that is talking about change in a hypocritical manner. Can Mr. Akainde surely tell us that he needs change? He has lost 6 times, awaiting the 7th time on the 12th of August. Why hasn't he changed his own political party? If Mr. Akainde and his colleagues, the Jack Mwimbus and Karen Combos, are saying we need change, how can you talk about change when you have been a member of parliament for 25 years? What is it that you are going to do in 25 years that you couldn't do in the first 5 years, in the first 10 years? That talk of change is just hypocritical. These colleagues, unfortunately, at times are what we call con artists that act in a particular way that do not reflect their true nature. And I want to caution the Zambian people. There is no need to change what is not broken. There's no need to change what is working. President Lungu has demonstrated not only patriotism, but inclusiveness. We need a symbol of unity for this country. And the embodiment of that symbol of unity is President Edgar Lungu. Unity and peace is the bedrock for prosperity. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Nakachinda. A big round of applause for Honorable Nakachinda. Thank you so much. We want to bring Chila very close now Komboni kwasu. At this particular time, without wasting much ado, without further ado, without wasting much time, allow me to have the honor to call upon Dr. Canisius Banda to speak to us. Adokota.
SG, thank you so much to have me here. It's an honor to be here. Colleagues, it's great to be with you. One Zambia, one nation. One Zambia, one nation indeed. One Zambia, one Zambia. Ziko lingati, Anthu angati? Kulalunda, kulalozi, kulatonga, kulatumbuka, asala, manyengo. We are all Zambians. Tonse tirangati, tiramodzi. And just a week ago, we buried a legend, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, on the 7th of July. We will keep him unburied. We will keep the values and principles that he stood for alive. Peace, unity, love, and liberty. Dr. Lungu should be commended. He honors those before him, and he builds upon them. Anatiphunzitsa kanyimbo kachamkumbuka, tiende pamodzi ndi mtima umo. Tsono tinasintha. Lomba timba titetse mavuto ndi mtima umo. Titetse mavuto ndi mtima umo. Amaitiye, mayusitiye. Titetse mavuto ndi mtima. One Zambia! One Zambia! Kumwesu tutila ukwali nsoke. Takwafwiro muntu. Kumwesu, you understand me. Wena wanena kuti wakutsina khutu ni mnansi. Kalini make sikakugwa mbuna. Muntu matwi. Tsono inu anthu mvetsetse. Mvetsetse. Me, I will swear to say the truth and nothing but satibodza yai. Abavena mwachitsanzo akuti no, we will employ 6,500 medical doctors in 200 days. They are not there. Zambia produces less than 1,000 per year. So how then can you employ 6,500 in 200 days? Mwaliona kuti nibodza? Mwaona kuti nibodza? Me, I am going to share with you the truth and nothing but the truth. Ukususha lungu, twaliendeleko kulia ku UPND. Nikumene tinali ife. Shinonshiku tutila ukususha lungu kuba na lungu. Because na PF na tuenda mo. You understand me? So no ine, nali kumene kuja. Tinafuna mwachitsanzo monga Richard Kapita, Northwestern. Geoffrey Bwalya Mwamba, Northern. Canisius Banda, Eastern. Tinafuna kuti uyu muntu naye dziko lake. Tisewenze naye. After so many years, for me, I'm speaking for myself now, of loyally and diligently working there, marketing the man and the party. Towards the end, Watampilo Kutila, look, this guy is Banda. The Republican president is Lungu. So no inuvantu. Nchoteka for this Banda to be loyal to us. Sana tsimikizire kuti it's possible, and it should be encouraged that a Gowa, a Sala should work with a Chewa. A Chewa should work with a Tonga. Koma wajavantu chinavuta chifukwa na jaira atonga okaoka. Huyu muntu ni Mchewa, shuwa Lungu naye ni wakwao. Can he be loyal to us? It was difficult for them to understand what I did. Anani pirikitsa. Anani nakuti pitani kuti. Pitani kwanu. Let me give you another example. Just after the 2015 elections, Titaluza, the Southern Province Provincial Committee called me. Bwerana dokota mutilimbitse tafoka. So I started off with a team of about 7, 8 members of my team. And most of the members in my team were Tonga, by the way. We were working very well together. As we were heading towards Mazabuka, a call came. It was from Pamunyoko. You don't know Pamunyoko. It was from Hakainde Hichilema. So he calls me, he says, go back. I go back. Why should I go back? You don't belong there. So I said, Baba, where do I belong now? Because Mongu, Mansa, Solwezi, Kasama, all these are places I belong to. No, you don't belong to Southern Province. You belong to Eastern Province. In a Nakalaodawa. And you won't believe it, we turned back. We went home. And as we arrived home, my wife was in tears. She was by my side. A few months later, I confronted Hichilema. I looked him in the eye, and I said, what was that, my man? Hichilema, in shame, he couldn't keep my gaze. He looked down in shame. And I know he's watching me. Don't do that, my man. Don't. It's a big mistake. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't divide this country. Ndifivantwangati, zikolingati, limodzi. He looked down in shame and he said, let bygones be bygones. So what did I do? I let bygones be bygones. I left. Yeah. So no inenikati azimai kodi muliko inumunena kuti inde azimai kodi muliko mayusi kodi muliko tirondole tieni tonse kwa lungu. Tirondole tieni tonse kwa lungu. Now look, Hichilema group are talking about fixing Zambia. But Zambia has either been fixed or it continues to be fixed. The manifesto which they have requires further doing, further revision. Chifukwa ife tinalikuja kale timati chagwa wagwetsa magetsi. Koma magwetsiro mbaya yaliko. Timati mapunziro ni odula. Mapunziro lomba ni achache. Timati ulimi wagwa. We scored a bumper harvest. Now let me give you a comparison of the two manifestos, or what is going on. In the current UPND manifesto, they have 12 points. Look at point number 8. It says eradicate blackouts, load shedding. Kodi sinate? Sono iwaga lulemba kuti eradicate load shedding. Load shedding inata. Inata inuantu. Point number 10. They are saying eradicate tribalism. Now look at the adoptions which happened in Kawe Central. From MP to all the councillors, nearly all of them are Tonga. The ECZ must investigate that kind of adoption. It's a veritable national security risk. We shouldn't do that. The ECZ should investigate the adoption which happened in Kawe Central by the UPND. Nearly all the adopted candidates are from one ethnicity, Tonga. That is a veritable national security risk. We shouldn't do that. Point number 1, they're saying create quality jobs. Quality jobs. Now, through infrastructure development, over 700 schools have been built, which require teachers. Those are quality jobs. Over 500 health posts have been constructed, which require nurses, paramedics, doctors. Those are quality jobs. From 2016 to date, the PF has employed over 27,000, altogether, doctors, nurses, paramedics, workers. Quality, but you see the manifesto is saying create, but the creation has happened and it continues to happen. Lastly, for reasons of time, point number 3 of theirs, it says improve access to health care, quality health care. But look, there is now universal health coverage. National Health Insurance Authority is in place. Who created it? It's the PF. There are about 1 million subscribers now on it and still registering. These health facilities that have been constructed, that's improving access. Kitwe Central is no longer a central hospital, it's a teaching hospital. Ndola is no longer a central, it's a teaching hospital. We are producing these quality workers that we will employ. So, ija manifesto yao, vimena kutaka chita, alungu, anachita kare, kumanza aluchita. Tsona mzako ngata aluchita, sumu chotsabo ya. Mlega atsirize, uchita. Atsirizo chita. Osa mchotsabo ya. Tsono, you see, that's why, as I conclude, this is why I say, umuchinshi, kumwesu, not to ukubafuma wa Geoffrey. Kumwesu tutila umuchinshi wetole, lifumo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Tulange gaidi, tulange. Sonta. Amalaiti na tu sonta. Agriculture, infrastructure, education. Umuchinshi wetole. Oh, sabzala chimanga choka zinga inu vantu. Sichimera. Wena wabantu atsogolera lukwera nchimanga choka zinga. Oh, sabzala yai. Tisapuse. Sikufuniko sintha. Zimbabwe, Malawi, Tanzania akatiseka. Kuti tsona abantu afuna njikodi. Yai, osa sintha yai. Udzu omweta osataya. Alungu ni fodya watu ujauli karepa mkono. Ndiwo fodya watu uja. Sataya udzu omweta osa kokeka nima wangayanganga nutayangwali ayi. Sono potsiriza mwaiona ichije sikofi kodi. Aha, so you lift yours. So tikagwetsa chinthu chimagwa kuti thi. What? Sono neni kati njala imwe muti thi. Njala! Mavuto! Matenda! Usowa ntchito! Nanga ujawina? Na enso? Uti. Pamunyoko.
We need to cut.
One Zambia. Abash tribalism, abash. Abash tribalism, abash. Viva PF! Viva PF! Sibasi nani. Zikopo mbili. Aluta continua.
A big round of applause for Adotolo. Thank you so very much, Dr. Kanisha Spanda. Richie Busy, Dandy, Shenki, Gaddafi.
Can we have our artists?
Akawawawa. Ulariei. Ulariei. Thank you. Big round of applause. Alewerera po pampando. Thank you so very much, Honorable Secretary General. At this time, allow me to bring one of our heavyweights, Babwele Bachishoke to stage. Honorable GBM.
Hey.
Mubwato. One Zambia. One Zambia. Let me start by recognizing the presence of our Secretary General of the party, Honorable Davies Mwila, all my fellow MCC members present here, and also the incoming mayoress of this city, great city Lusaka. May I simply say all protocols observed. My dear brothers and sisters, my fellow Zambians, those who are out there listening to me, I think we all realize that we have a duty to execute on 12th of August next month. And this duty is to choose the best leader. Who's the best leader in this country? Who's the best leader in this country? There is no other than President Edgar Chagwa. President Lungu has demonstrated that he's a good leader. He's a true leader. He means well for Mother Zambia. President Lungu has brought development, unprecedented development in this country from the time that he took over office. That is not debatable. Combined the the MMD, the UNIP government, combined together in the last 9 years, 11 months, President Edgar Lungu has performed wonders. I'm not lying. You can all attest to that. If we just walk out of this place, out of this Mulungushi Hall, we have several things, several buildings, several infrastructure that has come about during his tenure as presidency. Today, majority of us Zambians, we are all driving, which was a nightmare in the MMD government. Everyone can afford a car today. Everyone can afford a decent house today under the leadership of President Edgar Lungu. What else do we want? Why shouldn't we retain him, my fellow Zambians? Zambians, I think we must critically think about it. We must retain President Edgar Lungu at whatever cost, come rain, come sunshine. He is a man of the moment, no doubt about it. No other leader in this country can match his deeds, what he has done, how he has performed. He's a smooth operator. Keep it up. Keep it up, President Edgar Lungu. We are proud of you as Zambians. I know most of you may be talking about challenges. These challenges are everywhere. These are global challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic has ravaged even superpowers like America. Here in Africa, also, we are all affected. Of course, Zambia is not spared. And let's talk about Africa. When I say Africa, more especially the southern region, where we are. We are in southern region. Our neighbors here are actually, Zambia is doing much better than our neighbors. For example, I'm challenging those of you traders, Zambian traders, or cross-border traders, if you like, those who travel out of this country. Just go to Tanzania today.
Go and see the price of goods. Go to South Africa, where we all frequent, or we used to frequent. Some of us cannot go there because the prices are higher than in Zambia. Look at the price of meal meal within the region. Zambia has the cheapest meal meal so far. 150 kwacha is the most expensive. If you go in small areas like Kasama, where I come from, because of the maize price is cheap, you are going to find that the price of meal meal is 120 kwacha. Price of cooking oil has stabilized because of President Edgar Lungu. He knows what you Zambians are, how you are suffering. He says, no, we need to remove certain duties from the price of oil. Cooking oil today, the price has stabilized. But if you think we are still expensive than our neighbors, go for yourself and see. You are going to see that the prices are high. Today, the price of fuel in the region, Zambia has the lowest price of fuel. Get into Nakonde, those who go to Nakonde, you are going to see that Tanzanians are now trekking into Zambia. But mind you, Tanzania has got a port, Dar es Salaam. They are the ones who are supposed to have cheap oil than us because we are a landlocked country. But that is not the case. Now, I doubt where the opposition, why they are thinking that, no, actually President Edgar Lungu has failed to run this country and his government. Come on, Zambians, let's be serious. And let's be honest. There is no country today, no country, including America itself, the superpower, which is doing well economically. There is no country. In fact, this country, Zambia, is doing fairly well in stabilizing the prices. I think let's give President Edgar Lungu a pat on the back. He has done his level best. Look what he has done in the last few weeks. He was on the Copper Belt. Yesterday, he came back yesterday afternoon. You saw what he did. KCM, we had, Mupani yesterday, he told them that they'll be paid their benefits. You can imagine. Yet, those of you who may not know, previous governments, to make that decision, it was taking them years. But Yakaume Kanchito, on the spot, he says, I'm going to do this. Come on, what do we need, Zambians? We need such kind of leaders who are practical, like President Edgar Lungu. And every time he hears that the people of Zambia are crying, he always makes sure that he does what they want. Look at the debt. Look at the debt in the ministries today. Most ministries today, most government employees are smiling. They are smiling. Because of the debt what? Debt swap. You see how he did it? He did it very smoothly. That's why I said he's a smooth operator. He listens. In his humble way, his quietness, he listens to your cry as Zambians. So why shouldn't we give him another mandate? Alebwele la pobane nangu tulefwa nangu tatulefwaya. Ba opposition mwalobedi ya umba kachiri kale bomba ka Edgar Chagwa achiri ale bomba mwome wanchito. Fish afidilwe. He has done what Napoleon failed to do in this country. Doleshie ni mubule ba UNIP, mubule na ba MMD. Combine it together. Badi filofo ukubombe fu Edgar bombele mli 9 years 11 months. Elo ashele na ishikuishi no achiri ale bomba. Mailo ali kukopa belt. Who can do that? NCZ nitrogen, it has been recapitalized. Fish aleti fecho mwalila amupela. Chishi tete mumubu ekeshepo. Mwewe na Zambia, wonse mwewe na Zambia, mule umfuikisha. Above muletila, those that you want to come and take over power from President Edgar Lungu, they are not even qualified. They don't even understand what being a president is, to run an economy. They may call themselves economists, but they can't run the economy of the country. They are far from it. They are not yet ripe. And if you look at certain leaders, they are always upset. Upset for what? Upset for nothing. Do you need Zambia? Do you need such kind of leader, surely? A leader, when he comes here into Mulungushi Hall, is just busy pointing at fellow leaders. Is that the leader you want? Have you ever seen President Lungu doing that? Come on, this is one Zambia, one nation. By youth, I've heard that the youth are crying. Yes, the youth are crying because of the challenges that the country is going through. But I think briefly, I just want to run you through the country, what the PF has done for the youth. Because certain youth probably may not know, and they may just be cheated that, no, if we change government, then somebody else will be able to change fortunes. Unfortunately not. And more especially a leader who has never been even a section chairman, who has never been a ward chairman. He will not understand the dynamics which are in running a government. If I may run you through, colleagues, fellow Zambians, you see, the number of youth that have benefited, or rather assisted, if you may like, if you think just from last year to 2021 are those that are in the timber business, 225. That's across the country. Those that are in the honey industry, honey value chain industry, 475. Those that recycle plastic plants, those that recycle plastics, 25. Those in the youth, those youth in the transport sector, they have been given so far 30, in fact, cooperatives. They've been given 30 Rosa buses, and some tankers are on the way. Yesterday in Kasama and in Pulungu, they were giving out 2 tankers. Establishment of milling companies. Number of youth Bapele 25 and cooperative Bapele 1 in the last 1 year. In fact, less than 1 year. Youth internship program, we have done 6,637. Small scale mining and construction, we've given out to youth, 50 youths. Support to micro, small and medium enterprises, we've given out 51,604. These are marketeers and so on and so forth. These are the people that the government has helped. And support to youth with agriculture inputs, fertilizer, seed, and what have you, 28,350. This is only in 1 year. That's a great achievement. This never happened in the previous governments. It never happened. But in the PF government, under the able leadership of President Edgar Lungu, it's happening because he cares for you youths. Youth Innovation Fund, we've given out 475. Skills Training Program, ZNS, we have sent 1,070 youth. These are street kids and so forth. We've taken them to ZNS so that they could go and learn some skills. Resource centers, with 1,682. Community sporting activities, we have supported 1,242 youth in football and 306 youth in netball. PEV Zambian block making projects, we have given out to youth 175 and to cooperatives 7. Bisheta tule bomba kwena? Ba youth bisheta tule bomba? Mwechalo bisheta tule bomba? Chichilapa. In fact, in Tampilo, this is just the beginning. So that's why we need Edgar Lungu to be retained come next month, so that he could continue assisting the youth of this country. So my youth, don't be swayed by the opposition that they will bring fortunes to you. It's practically impossible. How can they do it? And in any case, if tomorrow they are in office, for argument's sake, which they will not be, I'm sure, they will not be, do you really think that a leader, a president, in 1 year, you will be able to learn the skills that President Edgar Lungu has learned? It's impossible. Then you will be dununering yourselves. You will be going backwards. So, akanani kantu kalipa Bwali. Ero nakanani tukwete pali noishta nika Edgar Chagwa Lungu. The election kuma mine, you were crying about jobs in the mines. Look at what President Lungu has done in the last 1 year. He has taken over KCM, he has taken over Mopani Copper Mines. What does that entail us Zambians? What does that entail us Zambians? It tells us that there will be no more job losses, because when they were owned by foreigners, those mines, we had no overall control. They owned more shares and we owned less shares. So they had the controlling powers to hire and fire at will. Now this time around it won't happen. So I want to urge you Copper Belt dwellers, don't be swayed by the opposition. And some opposition leaders, immediately they come, they shall overturn what President Lungu has done to return the mines back to us Zambians. Now on the Copper Belt, there is stability. You won't lose any jobs at all. Umfweni, no kufola balefola. Tabale bomba mo but still balefola. So ba miner, ba shimaini ku Copper Belt uko. Tien tu bombele pamo. Tien tu supporte kateka wetu President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Ala filiana ndile pali inonshita ala takula habawa kumuchimfia. Inaishila mona poli mbimo mule mona. Inaishile mona muli chino chalo. Bushe mule fuaya muleti abantu bakutilati mailonga baisa bakakanya chalo. Inena vice president. I was the vice president of Hakainde Hichilema. What did I get out of there? Zero. Now welele kofe nya. With nothing. Elonga mwati mumone Zambians, fellow Zambians. If you can see, people like Kambwili ekeri hapo mwaichewali. Na Totoroyo ekeri hapa. Na wakala mbaba njisobonsa ekeri oko. Balebwelela ku PF. What does that tell us as Zambians? You out there, what is it telling you? It's telling you that there is a problem on the other side. Edo mailo mwikatulilo msoa. Pantu ifona to start demonstrate utra. Kuriata kuli life, kulata kuli future yo, kulata kuli leadership. Leadership wiloko tuleya. Ifo tu wakokola mma politics, we are politicians. We know where to go. When you see us politicians moving from one direction to the other, then you must know that that's where the future is. That's where leadership is. Zambians, please listen. Listen to us. Muchibe mbatutila abe kalamu mpundu. Evo mfwe mpundu wako shipona. It's us who can tell you direction where to go. For us today, the direction is that let's move in the directions of PF and President Edgar Lungu. That's where the leadership is. One Zambia. One Zambia. So youth, the future is bright in PF, or with the PF if you may like. The future is so bright because Edgar Lungu listens. It's just that maybe the system has misappropriated the way they've been disbursing funds, but I'm sure this will be corrected just after elections because we are only a few days to elections. So that's why it's quite important that we should retain President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Takuli umbiwa neyo, bambi walaisa aleta fyo buafia, bambi walaba nwena menshi mkwapa, mshemukarafika kono kufika, wena tabalia na abantu. Some leaders don't eat with the people, not even with their vice presidents. Iwe Totoro, did you ever eat with your leader? Did you ever have a meal with him? Me, I never had a meal with him. Even his water, he used to carry in his jacket. He was always suspicious of people. Even meetings, when we had meetings, he used to have a meeting within a meeting. You can have a general meeting and you have a meeting with a selected few. So your voice was hopeless. My voice, his voice were hopeless. And in any case, I'm told that we are called that we are tribalists. We are dividing the party, me and Brother Kambwili. Come on, that's nonsense. If we say the truth, it doesn't mean that we are dividing the country. If I say that the people of Dundumwezi, the electorate of Dundumwezi, did not vote for Edgar Lungu, they voted for their man. 234,000 against 231. Is that not a sign of tribalism? If we do that ourselves, where we come from, northern province, at Yom going tribalism. But to them, it's not tribalism. Come on, let's be serious, Zambians. But what I would want, or urge our brothers and sisters in this election, more especially from southern provinces, that let's work together. Let's vote for a president on merit, not on a tribal lines. Because by so doing, then we are dividing the country. We don't want this country to be divided. President Lungu has demonstrated that he doesn't want the country divided. If you have seen, even where they did not vote for him, like Dundumwezi, I'm repeating, he has taken electricity there. There is power there. There is development there. Monza, where he was booed, he has taken the police camp there, new houses and so on and so forth. So what kind of leader do you want? We need a leader with humility like President Edgar Lungu. I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable GBM. Thank you, Honorable Nakachinda, Mayor Chilando, Honorable Dr. Kambwili, Dr. Canisius Banda, Honorable Secretary General. We are coming to the close of this very important program. We just want to say thank you to all the Zambians who have been watching this program live on television, on Facebook, on different platforms. Thank you to Lusaka Province Chairperson Kenneth Kamba. Thank you to all our candidates in Lusaka, our candidates across the country, all the people who belong to the Patriotic Front. I would like to call upon, as we close, Makitu, Yomaps, Makitu, Mampi, Shenki, Dandy Crazy, Rich Busy, Gaddafi, Wile, Kayombo, Felix. As we close, please, we want to have one Chisong, all the artists, DJ, all the artists. So let's celebrate 2021, 12 August. It's President Edgar Chagwalungu. Nikuvota suit. Kansela wa Lungu. Mayor wa Lungu. Council Chairperson wa Lungu. MP wa Lungu. Na wa President wa Lungu bamene. All the artists, this is your time. DJ.
Apitirize ulamuliri wa Muzambia Adede munalembeti kachakwa Lungu Apitirize ulamuliri wa Muzambia Tununa Watila tichidunu webo chila dishabani kita masangwa Ria shiria mutulo webo Under 5 politics nemo chitefya musango Webo chimono mwana wandisa ugosu webo Wapo na kila 17 times per hour 5 times urepo na chabi
After retirement, we will have to wheel up money with. Sing it up, Musango. I don't know when it's a Masanga Tony. King of the dance floor. I say and I clean up. I say and I Pukuto. I say and I Wabia. Opposition like a Gaia. Opposition akapanda, opposition akapandula. Experience. Then to the competition letter go we feature what it we te tu kwani che. Vinge vyo waona wile webo mubika shibobe webo. Ligeni ya siri ya promises but reality. Uri wena na menzone kubindi mukachabe. Wilolesha wino webo. Ai kulu kulikita masanga la Tony. Tia. BF pawato beka webo. Tia nimwa. Lungu ni umongo, bosi kwa kwata fe umongo. Lungu ni umongo, lungu ni bosale, lungu ni bosale. Duduna yeah, duduna na futi. Duduna
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are coming to the close of the show, we will ask the Secretary General and the High Table to leave us. As vakwaya mutipase mapiki na mafosholo. Zikomo to everybody who came. Thank you to everyone who participated. Thank you to Lusaka candidates. Thank you to all the candidates in the 10 provinces. Thank you to all the Zambians who are watching this program. We'll be bringing these live virtual rallies every week. And remember, on the 12th of August, it's Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the Patriotic Front. Thank you so much, Honorable Davies Mwila and your entire entourage. Azimai, Mutipe, Kolomba Nyimbo, Mapiki na Mafosholo. Thank you so much to every one of us. We thank God and we say thank you to Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Zikomo Ndalumba Pakati.